and there's going to be a replay of this. I decided I was going to start talking now. I hope everybody's doing well. Right now, I'm in Manila, Philippines. It is almost 11 p.m. So yeah, right now I'm just doing like a little Q&A. So if anybody decides to join, um, then feel free to ask any questions. And if not, then I will talk about some of the things that are on my mind about my time here. And we're just going to hang out for a little bit and see how it goes. For those of you who do not know, my name is Zach. I'm 31. I'm from Austin, Texas, and I'm currently in the Philippines. I've traveled to Thailand. I was living there for about 5 months. Then I moved back to the States, then back to Thailand for about 3 weeks. And now I am currently in Manila. And I'm enjoying my time here. So I might stay here for a while. I have yet to do any type of things with immigration. So I'm not entirely sure how that is going to go, but we'll see. But yeah, so if you're watching this, then you're probably curious about moving to the Philippines or life in the Philippines, or maybe you've seen some of my videos about being in Thailand. And so when I was in Thailand, I was living in Pattaya, and I spent a very little bit of time in Bangkok. And right now I'm in Manila, which is the capital of the Philippines, I believe. And the stark difference between staying in Manila and staying in a smaller town like Pattaya is like insanity. Life in the Philippines is so different than life in Thailand, uh, simply because the cultures are completely different. I think people tend to wrap most Southeast Asian countries into like one uniform little ball and kind of think that everyone are about the same. But one of the big differences about the Philippines, you have to remember, is that the Philippines was uh, was under the rule of Spain for a long time, so it has a large Spanish uh, influence. Excuse me, I cannot think of words right now, but has a large Spanish influence. And because of that, this is a Catholic society, even though it's Southeast Asian, where Southeast Asians are typically Buddhists. So the whole vibe, the community, the way that people interact with each other, everything is completely different because the cultures are completely different. So that's one of the big things. Manila is way congested. Manila is way congested. That is an absolute fact. Ever been to Indonesia? No, that's on my list for sure. I'm definitely wanting to head over to Indonesia. But that's one of the very first things I noticed about Manila. Like the moment I got here and I was going to my room for the first time, I was like, it's so dense, like it's so population dense. There's so many people and they're all squished together. And they have like a different feel to them, right? Like when I was in Thailand, even though there was quite a few people, it seemed like everyone was like interacting with each other, or like the way society flowed within each other was very like peaceful. Whereas when I got here, it was crazy. Like within 10 minutes of my car ride to my hotel, I saw two separate people peeing on the street, which I never saw anything like that I never saw anything like that in Thailand. I love you. Columbia Pictures, I love you too. I appreciate that. But I had never saw anything like that in Thailand. Like it was just instantly I was like, oh, I'm in a whole different part of the world. Like the way that they do things is it's crazy. And I will say I have been a lot more uncomfortable. Like when I was in Thailand, walking around and going through like different communities and back alleys, and no matter how congested and whatever it was, I always felt really, really good, really safe. everything was really smooth. But here in Manila, it's a whole lot different. When I walk through alleys, I feel like people are staring at me. They're talking to me way more. They know English, so they interact more directly. Indonesia is a great country. It's condensed as well. Yeah, I had a friend who stayed in Indonesia for a while and strongly suggests it. So I'm definitely feeling that. Like, I feel like one of the big questions, especially as like a black guy who travels, is people, especially other black people, will wonder how it is for black people in these different countries. And so one of the questions is always, are people, racist or prejudiced in, oh, is it? Is it getting cheaper? But one of the things that if you're uh, coming to Manila or to the Philippines, just from my personal experience, I've only been here for about 10 days. So I'm just talking from my personal experience. Um, One of the big things that could be misconceived is there's like a misconception of racism here, which means to me that something that if you're not mentally prepared for it, or if you don't understand like cultural differences, or if you are already like culturally and like racially sensitive, it might be perceived as racist. But you have to remember that you're in a different land, right? So I've been happy. I've had they'll start like being like, "Hey, LeBron James," or I had one person literally call me the N word, but you could tell that it wasn't like he was like identifying me. It wasn't like he was trying to be like belittling or demeaning. It was like an identifier, right? Like in the early 60s and 50s and 40s, blacks were considered Negro, right? Where it's like, oh, I'm a Negro male. That's just how that's an identifier. Well, Negro is still an identifier here because they don't understand like that cultural sensitivity right behind the N word. So I've been called, and I've had people just yell names at me or whatever, or just talk to me, or they try, or like, hey, brother, what's up? They try to like do that kind of thing, and it's not coming from a place of like racism. It's like in a place of connection, right? I feel a lot of people have to remember that a lot of the rest of the world sees us from like the outside, and uh, so they only understand what it is that they see, and so they're just repeating that. It's not to be offensive or anything like that. It's just purely to be like, oh, I've noticed this on TV, so I'm gonna do it also. But yeah, that's a big one. So I feel like if you are racially sensitive or just a sensitive person in general, I don't know. At least here in the Philippines, where it's a little bit more in your face. Thailand, everybody's more to themselves, very don't make a big scene kind of thing, really to themselves. Whereas here, it feels like it feels more Western, wrapped with some Southeast Asian. Guys, if you are watching this, if you could give this a thumbs up, please. You see, I have 0 thumbs up. If I can get one like, that'd be absolutely amazing. It helps with the algorithm. I'm living in Southeast Asia, and I'm trying to use YouTube as a way to express myself and also document my journey. So I'm trying to do that. I'm almost to 1,000 subscribers. I'm at 862. So if you want to help me with my goal of reaching 1,000, then that'd be absolutely cool if you subscribe. But if not, a like would also help the algorithm push me out to more people so that I can continuously make videos and do this. It's super appreciated. But yeah, tomorrow I'm going to be hanging out with a friend who I have not met yet. There's a there's a lot of dating apps that you can join in Southeast Asia. So I've been talking to someone, and I'll be hanging out with her tomorrow and hopefully featuring her in a new video. So if you are curious to the person that I'll be meeting tomorrow, then that's another reason to subscribe so that you can see that. It's a surprise. surprise friend joining. I'm supposed to be going to Malaysia on the 23rd, but I'm thinking that I'm gonna not do that. My ticket to Malaysia was only like 20, 25 bucks, so skipping out on it doesn't really feel like a loss. I might extend my time here in Manila, stay here for an extra month, and really see if I like it. So I'm still kind of sitting on that idea right now. But anyways, yeah. Thank you for the like. I appreciate that. Um, I one of the things that I wish I would have done um, was look a little bit deeper into living situations here. Right now, I've just been staying in hotels, which is absolutely fine, right? 2, 3 weeks for $200 is absolutely fine. Um, I don't know if I would have saved money getting like a condo somewhere. I think it actually would have been more expensive. One of the things is that here in Manila, at least, I can't speak for the rest of the country. I'm sure there's definitely cheaper parts of the country, and there's actually cheaper parts of Manila. Good morning, Veronica. There are cheaper parts of Manila too, but it's more expensive than Thailand, like for sure. Like it's not a whole lot, but it's definitely it's definitely more expensive than Thailand. And the way Manila works, I talked about it in a video before, but the way Manila works is like Manila's a very big city, so people when they ask you like where are you staying and you say Manila, they want you to be more specific because there are cities within the city and there's like portions of the city that literally have the word city in it, right? Like um there's a place called like I don't know how to say it like the way that it's supposed to be pronounced, but it's like Quezon City. So there's like different cities, like Makati City. There's different cities inside the city. So Manila is a city, but there's like tiny cities inside the city, and each one of those tiny cities inside the city has like its own completely different like vibe to it. Once again, if you haven't liked this live, go ahead and hit the like for me. Also subscribe if you haven't already. But yeah, I just wanted to do a real quick live, talk about a little bit of my experience here and how I felt. Hope everybody's doing well. If you did enjoy this live, then don't forget to leave a like. Also, when this video is actually up, you can comment down below what else you want to see me talk about. And the most important is subscribe, man. I'm really close to 1,000. I'm getting there. So if you want to help support the channel, go ahead and do that. But I just wanted to come on here, speak a little bit, but I'm going to take off. Hope you guys are having a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one.